Hi guys, no Linux video today. The next Ubuntu video will be coming eventually, hopefully before the new new Ubuntu version is actually released. However, I've not got around to recording one yet, so don't expect one to be uploaded anytime soon. Also, as a preface to this video, I apologise if my speech has more ums and ahs and whatever than usual, and if, the quality is not as good as it often might be, because as you can probably see here, it's 7:24 AM at the moment, and I've been up since last night. As I say, my sleeping pattern is screwed. I'm very tired, not eating much. So, I'm just not, I'm not at my prime. You could say, it's not one of my best. It's not one of my best days. But I thought I'd get the video made while I was actually thinking of it. Otherwise, time would come when I'm, better equipped for it, whatever mentally, and I probably would have forgotten all about it. So, what this video basically is going to be, I've seen, browsing YouTube and the likes, I've seen other Mac users and whatnot, ones who've been using the Mac for a lot longer than me and stuff, and one of their, for the screencasters, video personalities, etc., one of the most common videos is a must-have apps one. Now, I thought, well, it's about time I did something similar. Mine's going to be a kind of combo between a must-have apps, miniature application reviews on certain ones that I think need a special mention and I've not actually reviewed them, including a brand new app that I've pretty much just discovered just now. So yeah, it's going to be combined with what's in my dock, obviously, because I'll be going through all the applications in my dock as well. So yeah, basically, just must-have applications. Basically, applications that I highly recommend, or that I use and swear by myself. Some of them you could easily live without. You could use alternatives, but these are my personal, apps of choice. So, we'll start looking at the apps of choice by going through what every item in my dock, and when we come across a particular app that I swear by, I shall mention it, and then we'll go into my applications folder and I shall mention the particular apps of choice in there as well. Okay, so in the dock, obviously you've got your Finder icon, that's always there, that's part of the OS. The App Store, now since the App Store update, basically I've left the App Store icon in now. I think it might have been at the end of the dock before, I'm not sure, but and I might have dragged it there, but that basically stays in the dock no matter what as well. Next to that, now this is a must-have app for me, but OS X comes with it, it's part and package, it's also made by Apple, it's Apple's mail client. Simple as, for me, it's probably the best mail client I've ever used. Granted, Windows Live Mail isn't too bad, but OS X comes with this, and I still feel it to be slightly better, and it just works. There's not much I can say about it. Next in my dock is another must-have app for me. One that I currently swear by. However, I tend to drift, and it's not an app recommendation for you guys necessarily. It's just that I use it a lot because I use this as my default browser, and that, as you can see in the label, is Rockmelt. Now, I've done a full review on the Rockmelt browser before. There have been a few updates, but not too much has changed. so I don't feel the need to actually go over it in detail right now, as you know, it will just only serve to increase the length of the video. The next app in the dock is another one of my swear by apps, and it's Trillian. Now, I'm not going to open it and run it to do a full review, as I say, because I don't really want to be online, and I am at the moment. But Trillian, as of now, is available in the App Store. Before this, I would have, like how so many other people still do, I would have sworn by Adium, the open source multi-protocol messaging client. Now, this isn't open source, but it is a multi-protocol messaging client, and now it's out of beta and everything. It's a full stable release. It's basically like, it's got all the visual flair of iChat, you know, looks better, it looks more the part. It's got all the visual flair of iChat, but it's also got all the multi-protocol functionality of Adium. Plus, you can add Facebook and Twitter accounts, and you can even access your Facebook and Twitter accounts by little tabs up here. Very useful. Next in the dock is another swear by application for me, one that I use all the time. In fact, it's running in the dock now, and I want to close that. I believe I've done a review on this app already. Yeah, I apologise for that. And I also apologise for being paused. There's a little fly on my screen there. Okay, yeah, as I say, Linkiness, I think I've done a video review on that already. It's my IRC client of choice. It's pretty much always open, even if I'm using my system for gaming. It's always running up here in the background, so I'm permanently connected to my IRC networks of choice. So that's another must-have app for me. It's not necessarily a recommendation. If you guys don't use IRC, then... But, you know, if you're coming from Windows, for example, and you are an IRC user, you might have sworn by MIRC. All I'd say is go into the App Store, purchase Linkiness, give it a try, and you'll find it can do pretty much everything MIRC could, plus a little more built in. Next to that, iCal. Now that's obviously another one built into OS X, and I actually find a lot of the built-in OS X apps are must-have apps. You know, OS X really does a good job of building in the essentials. And next to that, another must-have for me, and that's another one of the essential built-in ones, is iTunes. Apple's audio player, I swear by it. As I say, it's fantastic for me. Next to that, I have an app that I've also recently reviewed called Now Playing, which basically posts your Now Playing song information from iTunes to your Facebook profile. Very useful app. As I say, it's one that I'm really enjoying lately. It's not necessarily a must-have app, but it's definitely a must-have for me. It's something I've been looking for a long time. Next to that, Transmission, BitTorrent client. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Just, you know, I'm just going to say that I'm not going to publicly endorse file sharing, illegal file sharing, basically the sharing of music and pirated software and the likes. I'm not going to condone, you know, pirating publicly at all. It is wrong. It is illegal. You know, in the eyes of the law, you know, it's wrong. I'm not condoning it. You know, downloading and uploading pirated software and music and videos is illegal. Using BitTorrent and using peer-to-peer software is not. It just depends on how you use it, and there are a lot of you know, certain freeware applications or Linux distributions and the like that are distributed via BitTorrent, and when they are, it's often the fastest, you know, one of the fastest methods of download, and it also takes ease off their own servers. Next to that, iPhoto, I'll leave that in my dock. Must-have app. It is if you've got a digital camera and use it. At the moment I don't have much of a life, but when I get my life back again, this is going to be a must-have app. But again, it's part of the iLife suite. It pretty much comes with every Mac, so need I say more? Pages, standard word processor. Not necessarily a must-have, but very useful. And then I've got Time Machine in my dock, and obviously the usual system prefs. And then ScreenFlow, which I'm using to record the screencast right now. Very useful screencasting software, simplifies a lot of the procedures. Now you can record screencasts for the latest QuickTime 10, and I'd recommend that for most people with time, money, people who are not trying to do pro screencasts or not doing many screencasts. Then QuickTime's built-in feature should be pretty much good enough. Now let's quickly go into the applications folder, and I'll point out my swear by applications in here. 1Password. Now that is definitely a swear by for me on the Mac. 1Password is a godsend. Basically, I can take my passwords, store them in there, and basically take them between any web browser. So all my online accounts are stored securely in this program. It's brilliant. As I say, I do swear by that one, and that is a must-have app for me. And that is actually one that I highly recommend for a Mac user. Better Touch tool. Again, another swear by one. It enhances helps you to get the most out of your Magic Mouse, basically, if you have a Magic Mouse or trackpad. But I mostly recommend it for the Magic Mouse. As I say, because there aren't that really. It's multi-touch. It's a multi-touch mouse, but Apple didn't really do that much with gestures. It kept it simple. This is the Power Users tool to help basically your mouse pretty much without trying to sound cheesy, it becomes a powerhouse. Don't need to rhyme there, but it does. It becomes a powerhouse, and you can do stuff like I've set 2-finger swipe up for volume up, 2-finger swipe down for volume down. I've done tip tap left to right for muting and unmuting. 3-finger swipe down for expose. 3-finger swipe up for sleeping the computer. 3-finger click is for showing dashboard. The possibilities are almost limitless. Great app. It also includes a little window snapping feature. Now, I would have shown you that, but I've recently discovered a new app that does that better, which I'm going to be coming to in a second. Progress or Director's Cut, that's just a game, as I say, so that's not must-have in any way, shape or form. Caffeine, I find that very useful, constantly running in my menu bar. If ever I'm watching a video or whatever, it's not full screen, and sometimes for some videos the screensaver will still activate. Like if I'm watching an Apple event, for example, often the screensaver will still activate. Clicking this button once, it fills the coffee cup and the screensaver won't activate then. That's what I find it useful for, so that would be in my list of must-haves. And then we come to the window snapping one called Kinch. Now I already have this running, so I'll bring up my browser window just to show you this. Basically, it gives you Aerosnap, and I have to thank Hildren101010, I think that's his username. A new Mac user on YouTube that I found that I've recently subscribed to. Basically, I saw him mentioning this program, and it is very good. It basically adds, like Windows style Aerosnap functionality to your Mac, and it works just as good as the Windows version, if not better, and just as smooth. And it actually looks better. I like the kind of little rectangular thing that pops out like that. I like the interface of it. So, and it works, on multiple monitors as well. So, you basically drag up, hold for a second, and you get that rectangle. As soon as you get that rectangle, release. Hang on. and that maximises the window, and then drag it away and it's back. Drag it to the left, resizes to the left, drag out and it's back to normal, right, resizes to right, drag out and it's back to normal. Now, Better Touch Tool had this kind of snapping feature built into it as well, but it's not as stable, it doesn't work so well, so sometimes after having the app running for a while, it stops working, you have to restart the app to actually get it working again. It's not as stable as it seems to, and smooth as it seems to be with Kinch here. So yeah, that's another must-have in my opinion, and comes highly recommended as well as Kinch. Next to that, Clean My Mac. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because I've already done a full comprehensive video review on Clean My Mac, but that to me is another must-have. Let me see. Dropbox, not really a must-have in my opinion. I'll just use it for running my own website over at j800r.tk. I'm just looking through my apps now, as I say, and I'm just going to mention ones that are worthwhile. GrowlTunes, that is very good. When you have that running, basically, I mean, I'll leave that running now, but when you have iTunes running, basically, you know, and stuff, and it's close to your dock, basically when a new song starts, you'll get a pop-up Growl notification giving you information on the song that's playing, so you don't have to, you know, it's about like, you know, opening iTunes and like, you know, to find out what song you're actually listening to now. Because if you're anything like me and you have a humongous music collection, you know, some of the songs in the music collection you might not have even got around to listening to yet, or even if you have, you know, you're not going to recognise every single song you hear because your music collection's so vast, so that really does help. So yeah, GrowlTunes, that's another must-have in my opinion, highly recommended. What else? iStat Menus I'm playing with at the moment, but I'm not calling that a must-have because I don't know if I'd swear by it. It's you know, a slightly useful reference, but it's not that useful to me yet. JDownloader has been quite useful to me, but I won't call it a must-have. Linking has been in my docs, I've already gone over that. Microsoft Messenger for Mac, that's definitely not a must-have for me. I only have that in case I'm talking to people on MSN and they want to do video and they don't have Skype and they can't be asked to install Skype. Well, it's not much effort just to have Microsoft Messenger for Mac installed in case you want a video call. Dystopian Pages I've already been through. Rockmail I've already been through. ScreenFlow I've already been through. Skype. Obviously, VoIP software, you know, the Prime VoIP software for Windows, Mac, or Linux. Some people complain it's not as stable on the Mac. I've had not had any real trouble with it, but then again, I've not had the chance to use it that often since being on a Mac, because no one's really wanted to Skype call me. So, Stuffit Expander. Now, some people have complained about this. For me, it's free and it's like WinRAR. You know, it just works just as well. It basically extracts and opens in practically every archive. And for the ones that it has had trouble with, I've found this easy 7-zip, you know, 7-zip alternative, and I'll use that instead for ones it does struggle with. But for most things, Stuffit just seems to work perfectly for me. Oh, and here's another must-have in my opinion, TuneUp, which is basically a little, you know, add-on to iTunes, basically that helps you to, well, basically tune up your music library, clean any kind of messed up tracks that, you know, have inaccurate information or are lacking information or have more. It helps you sort that out. Basically, I'm going to leave it at that. I've been through the apps, as I say. I'm sorry if you wanted me to go in more in depth about one that I might not have done a video review in. But I'm really going to have to wrap up the video because I don't know if you're noticing yourself, but I'm noticing, I can feel it, my voice is dying. Because as I say, it's not the best. It's not a great day for me. As I say, I've been up for quite a while. My sleeping pattern's to pot. Blah blah blah. I'm sure you don't want to know all that. But so yeah, my voice is dying now. So best to finish the video, give myself a break so I can actually keep my voice. So I hope this video has been informative to you, and you maybe try out some of them applications that I've mentioned, I've not reviewed before maybe, or that I have reviewed before and you've not tried out as of yet. And if you try them out and you like them, let me know. Leave a comment on the video, leave feedback, as I say. And just let me know, or give me a little mention or whatever, as I say, or a little, message on Twitter, as I say. My official Twitter is @J800R. You can also find my official website and blog online at j800r.tk. It's not been updated. The blog's not been updated much lately, but I am planning on making a new post soon. When I feel healthy enough and up to it. And as always, my YouTube channel, I'm constantly posting new videos, from time to time. So always check in on me, and feel free to subscribe. My videos might not be the best, but I try and make them as informative as possible and sometimes as entertaining as possible. So this is J800R. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.